ripple effect of love for dads and families. Today, we look at delegating and empowering your family members. Why would we want to delegate? Why would we want to empower our family members? Right? Dads don't need to do it all by themselves. It's okay to get some help, to have some fun out of this. So, what do you think the number one mistake dads make? I think moms do the same thing. And when trying to delegate, what do you think that could be? I'd love for you to share that in the chat. And I'm trying to get this button to work, but it doesn't want to. Here we go. So, if you do too much for your child or your children, you are increasing your self-esteem by stilling theirs. This is by psychiatrist Dr. Daniel Amen. So we develop mental toughness by solving problems. If you're solving your child's problems, how can they develop their emotional resilience, their mental toughness, right? We have this tendency to want to save our kids or prevent life from being challenging because it was challenging for us. But there is a safe way of doing this. It doesn't have to be complicated. We can keep this simple by giving them responsibilities that go with their age group. If you're asking a 5-6-year-old to change the baby's diaper, that is not age appropriate in my opinion. You can Google it, look it out. Yeah, you need help. Yes, you do. But you chose to have another child, whether it's 100% wanted or not. In the end, it's your responsibility. Now, if I triggered you, let's snap, tap, relax the shoulders, and exhale that trigger out. Your rebuttal, I don't want to hear that. It's okay. And do you want to increase your children's self-esteem? Would be the bottom line, wouldn't it be? So if the answer is yes, then observe yourself. Are you doing too much for your child? Are you doing too much for your child because you're busy, because you're running crazy, because it needs to get done? Yesterday, I started mentioning things about, how you can make it more fun, how you can make it more fun to be with your children and to have them support you, right? So, and we also talked about going up the mountain. When you're on your way up, are you looking down and taking advice from people who have not reached the top, who have not been able to create a family where kids have awesome self-esteem? For example, look for parents who have been able to create children that have a beautiful self-esteem. And I can tell you, if Christian hops on today, we'll ask him that self-regulating will help you release your stress of just letting them experience life, right? How can you, oh, Mom, I want to do this, or oh, Dad, I want to do this. Are you preparing it all for them? Or are you allowing them the space to say, okay, what do you need? Right? I don't know. Well, would you like to sit down and let's Google that and research that? You're already teaching them skills. Once they get to school, everything will not be new. A child who gets into kindergarten or junior kindergarten and doesn't know how to tie their shoes, how do you think that makes them feel? If you don't know how to do it, find different ways. Google it. Different ways to tie your shoes. There is not just the same old one. There are so many ways to support your children to tie their shoes. Maybe you can even make it a game. Tie my shoes, I'll tie your shoes, and it'll be fun for them. And find ways that are creative so that your child learns these things. Sharing. Is your child sharing with you when they have something? Or are they keeping it all for themselves? When they get to school, will they be able to share? So these are all like mini examples of what we do for our children because we love them. Of course we love them. But I believe we show even more love by allowing them the space to fail a little bit, support them in that by encouraging them, by finding different ways. For example, the shoe tying, there are different ways. When I went to school, there was one way to tie your shoes, and that was it. Do you know the bunny ear way? Right? No, never heard of that one. You make 2 bunny ears and you make a knot with the bunny ears, and there's your knot. Google, there might be other ways that I haven't heard of that work better for your child. So that's just a mini example. They gain their self-esteem when they can do it. They have so much pride and they're so excited that they have been able to do that. As well, what would be another example? I had something. Give me a second. Oh, and there goes all the screens. Give me a second. Okay, it's not working. I don't know where that went. So let me think for a second. Oh, here it is. Okay, my brain is not thinking right now, so I need to look at what it is. I already said that. An example of, this is a big one. Forgetting homework. How many of you have kids who forgot their homework? What's your first go-to? I would highly encourage that you snap, tap, and zap with that child so they can release the stress of forgetting it. But are you the one that is going back to the school to get their homework? If you start the first time they are off, they forget their homework. You will be doing this most likely again and again and again. What if you release the stress that your child has from having forgotten their homework and instead they go without doing their homework? You can write a note. My son, my daughter forgot their homework, but they're also learning a valuable lesson from that, how it feels, and taking an action. What do you want to do? Do you need strategies to remember your homework at school? Another thing that I learned when my kids were young was they come to, I'm bored. Oh, really? Well, what are you going to do about it? You're the one that's bored, right? Thank you for telling me. I appreciate it. If you go and do something for them, prepare something for them so they're not bored, they're not creating, experiencing life. When they leave home, they'll be, I'm bored, but mom and dad aren't there to support me. So, whoops. Okay, I'm bored. Actually, a child, in my opinion, a child that says I'm bored is excellent because they've gotten to this point where, oh, well, what am I going to do about it? You can self regulate with them if you like. Snap, breathe in, relax the shoulders, and exhale. Just letting go of the boredom. They can put that boredom onto the spiraling train, and then all of a sudden, they may say, hey, I have an idea. Let's do this. Ah, right? They will learn to play or to do something else. If there's no devices, you've taken the devices away because they need some non-device time, and they say, I'm bored, snap, tap, zap with them so that they can calm the bored part, that part of their amygdala, and so that they can be present in discovering, what brings me joy? You can help them with that question. What would bring you some joy right now? I want my device. Sorry, that one's not an option right now. So what else? Let me know. You can keep self-regulating. I'll be back, or would you like me to stay with you and self-regulate for a little bit? Sometimes in the beginning, our children need more support as they grow into this habit of discovering what it is that they like to do, that they want to do, that brings them joy, right? We're training them to be able to choose for themselves, to tune in to their own inner wisdom. Kids need to learn to make their own choices. And when you say, I'm bored, isn't that an excellent time for them to learn to make choices? When will they learn if you're choosing for them all the time? Yes, big distinction to be made. Sometimes we definitely need to choose for them. Getting on the bus in the right time, right? Dad's got to go to work. You need to get in the car. Let's go. Those are not options. Oh, would you like to get into the car so I can be at work on time? That is definitely not what I'm saying. You can say, I'd love you to get into the car. And if you have any resistance, fear that they might not get in the car, you might not get ready, tap and self-regulate. Bring yourself back to that calm self that you are able to be. They will also, like you, calm down and be able to move forward quickly. Sometimes, we just want to fix the problem for them. Have you ever wanted to fix the problem for your kids? I'm guilty of that one. It's easier, right? If we do it, if we fix it for them. But how are they learning to make choices that are good for them, that bring them joy, right? It's okay if they don't make the right choice, unless it's dangerous, obviously. But if they don't make the right choice, have you ever made the wrong choice? Of course we have. What happens? We learn, we develop our resilience by doing this, our emotional resilience. So it's awesome to be able to allow this opportunity for our children to start making choices when they are young. They can choose. If you're looking for an awesome book, Barbara Coloroso wrote a book called Kids Are Worth It. So my daughter it has lots of great energy, and she liked to rebuttal. And so when I read her book, she suggested, do you want a hot or a cold shower? So it has to be a win-win for the parent. And if it's a win-win for the parent, so think of two options that are whatever the child chooses is good for you. And then that will give them the ability to at least choose between one and two, and eventually build it up that they're making the choice on their own. It's okay to, you know, allow that space and the evolution. So, and it's okay for kids to blow up. We can, perfect opportunity to show them to self regulate. So, these are some of these quick little tips that I wanted to share with you today so that you can help your children become more self confident, and you can help them just be the best version of themselves. As you are learning, you're on a learning curve, it's important to allow your children this space so that they can also do that. So, I had a question for Christian. Christian, are you ready to hop on? I think he's here. Can't see. You can wave. Okay, when he's ready, he'll wave. Um, it's always nice to be able to support our children so that that we're not doing it to raise our self-esteem, but we're doing it so that they can raise their self-esteem. So it's so important to give them responsibility to develop that confidence and that connection with you, giving them responsibility at a level that age group level is. If you're not sure what that is, you can Google it by top scientists, psychologists and psychiatrists. You can ask me in the chat. We can take a peek. And so, what's one small task you can delegate today? What is one small task as a dad that you can delegate today, Christian? Are you ready? Oh, he's still talking. Okay. So that was that for me. And I just want you to keep doing your best, persevere. And I want to congratulate you for showing up and being willing to go up the mountain to the top. Am I at the top? Some days I am, some days I'm not, and it's okay. And if you're learning new things, then I am part of the way up there, right? And it's been quite a journey after 30 years in the teaching environment, plus 30 years, and having my two children gave me that opportunity to really move forward, evolve, learn. I always say our best teachers are our children when we are ready to listen to them. Finding space for when you are ready to listen, to hear them deeply is not always obvious. I think Christian is ready now. Are you ready, Christian? No? Okay. Yes? We can't hear you. No? I think it's a no. Okay. Are
Yes,
you? Yes, you're ready? Okay. I couldn't hear you at all.
absolutely, absolutely. Talk to you this afternoon.
Excellent. Excellent. So my question was,
All right.
I was talking about,
Blessings, you too.
I was talking about, oh, what's one small task that you can delegate today to your children? And it'll be
Oh,
different because
cleaning
their
up.
children are different ages, right?
Well, not just delegate something. Oh, anxiety right away, right? Because
So
do
let's
this. Yeah, just you know. Oh man, you caught me on that one because I was literally thinking of that today. We're
tap.
sitting here wanting our kiddos to take on some responsibilities, and if we do these things for them, well,
Yep.
it's just quicker. Oh, it's just quicker.
Exactly.
Well, Johnny, tie your shoes. Bobby, brush your teeth. Oh, you're not doing it fast enough. Or come on, we gotta hurry. And it's like, no, 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 no.
Mhm.
First and foremost, well, how are we preparing? We get to choose the menu every day. We get to choose the menu. We get to choose the flavorings. We get to choose what we set out for our kiddos. Do we make it convenient for us, or
Mhm.
do we make it lovingly, enthusiastically?
Mhm.
Just listen.
Yeah.
This is what we're going to do.
Mhm.
Because when we're giving them these chores or these delegating these tasks,
Mhm.
if we start with that anxiety of, are they going to do it right? I don't want them to mess up. Then that already is giving you that input, that the stuff that you don't like to eat, the stuff that you, no,
Yes.
no, no, not the stuff that you like to eat that's not good for you. No, no. I'm talking about flavors that you do not like, flavors and food that you would not like to eat. I
Mm.
say it in that manner, in that way, because it is a food. It does have different flavorings, but they're just not the flavorings that you are choosing right now. And therefore, that's nothing wrong with that. So by allowing yourself to get into a space of saying, we all make mistakes. We all are messing up all the time.
And
Look
it's
at every restaurant, every business, every place, every home has napkins, has paper napkins, because messes and mistakes and things get dirty and they need to be cleaned up. So we know that they're there
Mhm.
and they can be used
Yeah.
in order to clean up for somebody that may have made a mess. So,
Exactly. Exactly. And it's
yes,
okay
something
to
released
make
with Christine.
mistakes. Yeah, I
Yes.
am doing a huge amount of releasing these last 3 weeks. So working on myself, right? Which is super important. Being selfish and putting my oxygen mask on first. And that is essential. The other thing as well is it's okay to make mistakes. We are human beings and it's okay. But I also believe that if we have anxiety that comes up, right? It's that energy in the room. So if you have a highly sensitive child or even just a lightly sensitive child to the energy in the room, they will feel it and they will feed you that. Can't do it. You're feeling that I can't do it, and so the child also feels they can't do it. And same,
Also, is
yes,
any comment or questions or
yes,
concerns that you bring up or these challenges because they come from you.
yes,
Remember,
yes,
it's
yes.
it's it's not Johnny, Susie, go tie your shoes. Take your time because you are going, Bobby, Susie, you need to hurry up and get your shoes on right now.
Yep. Did you
Simple.
get up early enough to give them enough time? Because you
Ooh.
know Johnny takes 40 minutes to tie his shoes and you need to give him. Or are you taking time at another time of the day, maybe or on the weekend, and Googling different ways to tie
Mm.
your shoes so that it's easier to learn a different technique for your child? I
Oh,
was
or
talking
even
about
faster. Oh,
there are different ways to tie shoes. Did you know that? You can make bunny ears and then make a knot with the bunny ears, and your shoes are tied and it holds up. And there
oh,
are
you
kids
say.
that,
And you said before you finish that, you said competition. That's another one.
oh, can you elaborate what you mean about competition?
When there's siblings or when
Mm,
you're challenging them, it's like,
yes,
hey,
yes.
I, I'm going to
Yeah.
put my shoes on first. Continue though. You said that there was
That
children. There was
yes,
children that
that can be a really, really cool way of doing it, but you need to be careful that you if you have a child
that's
who has that innate competitiveness and always has to win, then you're stuck between a hard walk and I don't know what the expression is in the sense that you're not agreeing and that's okay. But you want to keep that competitiveness, but you also don't want you want that child to find that balance, to know when to let go of the competitiveness and when to embrace competitiveness, because if you are competitive in every single aspect of your life, you may start feeling overwhelmed or, not good enough, whatever it is.
Can we pause there? Can we pause
Yes,
there? Can we pause
yes,
there? Because I
I
think
can
that's really
pause.
three three big
Yes,
stones, three big stones that
yes,
we dropped. Here's the difference, folks, that you will innately want to go back to the competitiveness that was pre-wired in you. So, Christine just mentioned,
mhm,
you may start feeling like not worthy or not good enough or not first. So
mhm,
I say, absolutely do it and do it again and do it again and do it again and again and again. However, do it with love, with the way that you would have wanted the competitiveness done in a yes. Let's
yeah,
see who gets first. First one gets a gets a high five. First one gets a treat, whatever it is.
mhm,
However, now you're going to set up, you're going to structure it around the way you want it to be competitiveness in a supportive, loving, encouraging manner because that's what you would have wanted. And if you would have had it, boy, the sky would have been the limit, wouldn't it have?
I agree. And there's this other aspect. If you're building a competition between two siblings, and there's
Mm-mm.
one that's always winning, that will create a havoc. So you have to be careful. You have to think of all aspects of how you're creating this competitiveness, right?
Yeah,
How you're
yeah,
doing that so that everybody in the end feels good. And it
that's
could
it.
be a little bit
Yes.
competition once in a while to get somebody on track. That's okay. But if you're doing this day in and day out and the other one is failing all the time, well, they're going to feel like a failure.
Wait. Because remember,
Yes.
Christine's the great one here. But if we start allowing them to understand
Yeah.
that failure is a lesson, and even in that lesson, this is why I say, and we're going to agree to disagree because we have different personalities, we have different. So I just want to round it off to this is that I make sure when I do, and I am competitive in
Mhm.
everything,
Yes.
because here is me at the core is
Mm.
no longer not good enough. No, no, no. I just know that I choose to output the best of me in every position, decision, um, situation that I am in and that I am a part of. Because that's what true love means to me an
Yeah.
unconditional fail after fail. That's just stone after stone that we can pick up and build after build. But because I've experienced the unvoiced or the unmentioned or the hurt or the trauma. So I do want them to be competitive, but in a nurturing, supportive,
Yes.
loving way. And
Yeah.
if your little one is, or if that other one is losing, they say, hey, so you lost this one. What do you think? What do you think you can work on? Or just
Yeah.
simply, did you try your best? I did. I sure did. And I thought I was going to win.
Yeah.
Then guess what, bud? That's all that we can ask. And sometimes we may not get the win that we're looking for, but you know what? You inside of you get the win that you really wanted, which is to give your best.
Yes. And it's important that we help them understand that.
That's it. But we
Yeah.
can't help them understand. We cannot help them understand a cuisine that we ourselves don't understand. We just know we hate it. We just know we don't like it. Well,
Yeah.
we cannot. And so again, I point to the pros in this area and the pros in the pros uh, in
It's
regards to
okay. The QR code, give
reaching,
a
yeah,
call
reaching
if
out,
you
yeah,
need
the QR
support.
code there. Yeah,
Excellent.
trust me. It is self-regulation. It is self-love. It is all about that love and that unconditional supportive. And you're going, wait, but that doesn't even sound like that. Didn't even sound right. Then we're trading down the right path because we haven't been doing it right. And that's exactly it. To actually cheer on a second place a ribbon, a third place, and you have a wall of, and we're going to end it because it's already passed. But the
Yes.
bottom line is, I'm glad it doesn't look the way that it has looked, because if we're looking deeper, that means that we're wanting to find something because what we've already known isn't working, or what we've been doing isn't working. And if we continue to doing the same thing, we're going to get the same
Same
result. In
results.
order,
That's for sure. What's the definition of insanity? Doing the same thing, expecting different results. Thank you so much,
yeah,
Christian. Take great care
absolutely.
of yourself, and we'll see you tomorrow. And on that, our time is up. So thank you very much. Hope you got some awesome ideas or tips to support you or get you thinking, looking for something different. And remember, I'd love for you to write in the chat, what's the one small task you can delegate today? And let us know, send a follow up to see how that went. That would be very cool. So, empowering your family to grow and contribute so that you're not the only one doing everything. Doesn't that sound awesome? Have a great day.